Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm continuing to work on the hashtag ABC April 2026 challenge with Margaret and Tony from CraftyByToni, Margaret from Sevenplaza, and I am on the letter E. I did attempt to do a video for the letter D and worked a little bit, but I had too many interruptions, couldn't really get to where I was trying to go with it, so I didn't get to post that video. But we're going to continue on. I will show you what I was working on for the letter D, but I didn't get to finish it, so that part's still a work in progress. But so I wanted to move on to the letter E and work on that. So this is what we've done so far. We have our folio that we've made. And kind of what I did for the letter D was I did what I guess you could call a Dutch door. It's not completed because this is all I got done with it, but I have a flap here that I cut into, kind of creating like a pretend Dutch door, I guess you could say, but I'm not finished with it. I did do this a die cut for the letter D as well, and I put that die cut on there. But that's all I've done for that right there. My next thing I'm going to do is I'm working with the envelopes from Tony's kit. She came with 2 envelopes. I've already scored and folded them, and I did print on both sides of those. I think this envelope it was this color on the outside, and I had printed the pink on the back side. And for this project, I think I'm going to keep the pink on the outside. I'm not going to glue this envelope together. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to use it in a little bit more of an unconventional way, I guess. I'm going to make, I wanted to hinge it down here at the bottom. I'm going to leave this open. That way I can put ephemera and everything on the inside. And I'll probably have it closed with a, what do you call it? A Velcro dot there. But I'm going to hinge it down here at the bottom. I guess you'd say. I am going to make it into an accordion folder. So I have got some music paper here. I've already glued this one down together. But basically all I did was I cut my music paper to size, and I just created a little fold there, just enough where it will overlap. And I'm going to glue that together. Oh, my glue is acting up this morning. It got really cold in here last night, and then I've come out here and turned the heat on, so everything's acting a little crazy this morning. But I'm just going to glue that down, and then I'm going to glue this here at the bottom. There we go. Let me clean off my glue bottle here before it gets messy everywhere. Alright, and then I'm going to take these 2 accordion files and I'm just going to glue them together. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to put a strip of glue down the middle. You don't want to glue all the way across, just down the middle. Not going all the way to the top or the bottom. And this leaves you room for your accordion file to expand. So I'm just going to glue those together like that. And then I'm going to glue them to the back of my envelope. And I'm going to do it in the same manner. I'm going to just glue it down the middle, not quite going to the top or the bottom. And I've seen some people do this with double-sided tape too, and glue sticks. So you could do that with, whatever adhesive you want. And I'm just going to line that up at the bottom. Get that glued down. And I probably didn't get it cut straight or glued straight, most likely. I've got some overlap here at the top. I'm just going to take my scissors and cut that off. All right, I'm just going to ink that a little bit at the top where you're going to see it. All right, so now we have our accordion file. It still needs to dry, but there's our accordion file. And I'm just going to do I'm only going to do 2 pockets. That way it doesn't take up too much space. My thought is, though, I think I want to leave it open where I can have a big pocket in the back behind it. So I think I'm going to glue this whole pocket down on another piece of paper that has a hinge on the bottom. Do I need a hinge? I'm thinking. No, I don't need a hinge because I'll just glue it to another piece of paper. That way we can use our pocket and it won't interfere with this back piece of paper here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to, let me find a piece of paper to put on the back of that. I have plenty of papers over here that I can use. Because it doesn't even need to be, it's not something you're going to see. So, yeah, just use this piece of paper here because it's not something you're going to see. It's going to be behind there. And I'll cut it down. Let me mark this and I'll get this cut down. And I'm going to ink it just in case you see the edges of it. Alright, I'm going to glue this onto the back of this. And that just kind of gives that something to stick to. Alright, now let me decide. I think I need to, well, don't glue it upside down first of all. I think I just need to glue it in the same manner as before. That way it doesn't, because if I glue it flat, is it going to interfere with the pocket? But if I glue it just in the middle, it still gives it a little bit more room to expand. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm probably going to just glue this down the middle. Sorry, y'all, I'm thinking through this as we go here. Just glue that on the back. There we go. Got that glued on the back. So now we have a panel on the back that we can use as a pocket. So I'm going to just glue around the edges. And just glue this down here at the bottom. Kind of center it because that's going to fold over the top there. Alright, so now we have our envelope there that will open up with some ephemera on the inside, and we have our accordion pocket. Clean up some of my, we have our accordion pocket there. That's perfect. And then we still have room in the back there to stick something behind it. Alright, let me find my Velcro dots here. Got these clear Velcro dots that I got from Amazon, I believe. Just going to peel one off. And I have found if you feel like your Velcro is too strong, like you've got it on paper and it's really difficult to pull apart, I have a little trick for that. It may be a trick that you know, but... And I'm going to put the clear side on this side, and then the white, the side that's more white on this side. Alright, we'll fold that down. Alright. And that's kind of difficult to open. So what I do is, and it may loosen up as you use it, but just as an extra precaution where I don't take the chance of ripping my paper, I usually take the fuzzy side and just kind of trim it with my scissors just a little bit. And that will keep that a little, it'll still close for you, but it'll keep it from being so tight. And that opens up much easier. And you can trim it as much as you feel like you need to. So there we go. We got that. And then we still have our pockets. So essentially we have 3 pockets. We have a pocket, 2 pockets in our accordion, and then we have a little pocket there at the back. Alright, so that was our first trick for our first envelope. I have our second envelope here. I am going to glue it shut and then decide what I want to do for it. I hadn't really got a concrete plan for it just yet. But let me go ahead and get this glued down. Alright, got that glued down. And we'll do a little bit of decorating on these envelopes, I think, after we get them where we want them. Alright, let's see where we want this one. Let's move over to this side and see if we want to put it over here somewhere. About the camera. Maybe we can do a belly band. I haven't done a belly band in here. And we've got room here underneath. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do a belly band. So let's find a strip of paper we want to use for a belly band. Alright, I think we'll use this because this will add a little bit of contrast back there behind that. And it's pretty much already the size that we need it to be. So that's convenient. Glue top and bottom of our belly band. It needs to go like this. And then we can take our envelope and glue it to the belly band, and you'll still have room to get things in there. I think I'm going to put a envelope or a thumb hole notch there. So I'm going to take my puncher there, hopefully get it somewhat in the middle. Now to give you a little bit more room to get anything out of there. And I'm just going to glue that down. I think I will go ahead and put, do I want to put a couple of Velcros there, or does that even matter? Yeah, let's do a couple of Velcro dots just to, actually I think I'll take one Velcro dot and cut it in half and use it on either side because these are kind of big. Trying to decide if there was anything else I could do with it, but I think I'm putting too much thought into a simple envelope. Alright, so we're just going to glue this down the middle. Try to get it centered and straight as much as we can. And there we go. We got our envelope there, and that'll hide behind there and behind there. Alright, so let's try to decorate our little envelope here while we're at it. Definitely put that there. I'll show it to you. Let's see, this is from Tony's kit, this here that says luggage ticket. So I'm going to get that glued down. Trying to keep it simple, y'all, because if I don't, I'm going to overcomplicate it and we'll be here for hours. I'll leave the edges kind of free. That way if I decide I want to tuck something behind there, I can do that later. Sorry, y'all, I didn't realize my camera had shut off because I was out of memory space. So what I did over here was I just finished, I think it cut off to where I was decorating this little envelope belly band. So I've got that all done. And then I moved back over here and I was working on this tag. This tag came out of Tony's kit. So I just, it was unfolded. It's a double-sided tag. So I folded it up and got it inked up and I put an eyelet in it. And I left the top part of this open just in case I want to do some put something in that, maybe add another tab up here at the top or something. I may not even use it. And right now I've got it tucked into our accordion envelope here. But I may use it somewhere else, but that's just where I've tucked that right now. So I'm going to, I wanted to decorate this envelope just a little bit. I'm not going to do much because I think it's pretty just the way it is. I have this piece of Tim Holtz ephemera, I believe it is, or it may be Recollections, I don't know, but it's heavy like cardboard. And I'm just going to glue that right there in the middle. And I think I'm going to put that up there at the top, but I think that's all I'm going to do. I may do more later, but I think that's all I want to do. I don't think it needs a whole lot, so I'm just going to put some good amount of glue there because it's going to be essentially act as a tab whenever you open and close this thing, so it needs to be on there good. So I'm just going to put that on there and then glue this little label that come out of Tony's kit up here at the top. And that's all I'm going to do for envelope today. So just as a reminder, this was for the letter E, and I did a couple of envelopes out of Toni's kit. I did this envelope here. Made it into a belly band, so we have room to, let me get a piece of paper. We have room to tuck something behind the belly band, so we'll come up with something to put back there. And then this envelope here, we left the envelope open. We didn't glue it shut, so we left it open where we could tuck some ephemera in there. And then we made the envelope into an accordion pocket. So we have 2 pockets in our accordion, and we have another pocket back there in the back. So we have 3 pockets that we can use in addition to our ephemera holder. So that is what we have worked on for the letter E. As you can see, hopefully you can see on the inside there, we still have plenty of room to tuck things in there if we need to. One thing we'll have to come up with is some kind of closure, because I know me, I know everything is going to get chunky, and I'll have to have something to hold this thing closed. We still have our little piece here. We got to find somewhere to go. The other thing that I worked on for the letter D, I wasn't real thrilled with how it came out, so I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. But this came in a pack of... I ordered some stuff from Heidi Swaps. She was having a 90% off sale on some of her stuff. So I got these. I think these were called ledger doors. I think is what they were called. But they had these little doors in them that I stenciled on it, grunched it up, and then made some little scenes on the inside. So, and then for the doors to close shut, it only had this little tab there with a little notch. But the doors, once you put stuff in there, they won't, and open them a few times, they won't stay closed. So I took some, these are some Tim Holtz, what are they called? Paper strips. And just cut them down to cover that notch hole where that would tuck underneath that little tab there and keep the door shut. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use it or not. It does have an open pocket in the back, so we have room there for a pocket. But I don't know. I just wasn't real. I don't know if I'm happy with how it turned out. Y'all let me know what you think. Should I include it or not? But it does have, I did some little collaging on the inside because it has, I've already glued it in now, but where these are collaged, it pulls out. It's a piece of paper that pulls out, and it has the squares drawn on it where you'll know where to collage at, where it's going to fall behind the window. And I did, let's see if these have that in there or not. I don't know. I haven't looked at these yet. Yes, these do. It's like this. So it has the little door there, but it has a little, if I can get it out, the little card on the inside that has the imprint or the outline of the window. That way you know where to decorate on the inside, where your picture is going to fall. So that's how that is. So that's what I did, and I did the whole video on this, but I couldn't make it turn out how I wanted it. So plus I kept getting interruptions with the Easter and everything, so I didn't upload that video. I didn't have time to go back and edit it and get it uploaded, so I do apologize for that. But y'all just let me know if you think I should include it. Where do you think I should put it? I appreciate any feedback from y'all. And we'll get back into this with the letter F tomorrow. I have a couple of things I've already worked on for the letter F. So we'll get into that. But if y'all have any questions, comments, suggestions, y'all just leave them down below and I will get back to you. I would appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to grow my little channel. I think I may be up to like 90 subscribers now. So I'm a teeny tiny little channel. So if y'all could help me out with that, I'd appreciate it. I will catch you in the next one, and I hope everybody has a happy Easter. Bye, y'all.